Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I hope everybody had a great holiday. I hope everyone's doing really well. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you just had a great Christmas, a great day with family and doing your thing. We have some updates for the Philadelphia Eagles, a few things, a little bit of a rant, and a few other things, kind of a mix of a video. So it might be a little long, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But let's go straight to the news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get it done. What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So first on the list of what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think one position. We talk about the injuries, and I think Avonte Maddox is definitely one of those injuries where when he got hurt again, we were like, oh, here we go. Got to deal with Josiah Scott at the nickel spot. Man, he's horrible. He sucks. He stinks. He's just bad. Just bad all around. Every single team is going to put their best receiver or their second best receiver on Josiah Scott because honestly, I think a number one or a number two receiver can beat him. They put him in the slot, and that's it. Easy slant passes, easy first downs, especially if you don't have consistent pressure. And the Eagles don't. And if the Eagles don't blitz on certain plays, this is a huge matchup. A big mismatch for teams. And Josiah Scott is just not good. I don't hate the guy. I'm not talking crap about him in a bad way as a person or nothing like that. He's just not good, and it's not his fault. We don't really have much behind our three starting corners, guys. Behind Bradbury, Slay, and Maddox, what? Mario Goodrich, Josh Jobe, that's hurt, and he plays special teams. Zach McPherson, that's a fourth-round pick from Texas Tech. That's just really hasn't had much, time, as a cornerback. Really, special teams guys. So there's really nobody. Okay, that's why it opens my eyes a little bit now to consider that Avonte Maddox is just injury prone now. It's just getting to that point. He just got back a week or two ago, whatever the case may be. I think he got back, for the Bears game? And now he's hurt once again with the toe injury. I don't know the update on it. By the time you watch this, we might already have an update on Maddox's injury, but now I really want to double down on cornerbacks next year. I want to get more bodies, just like we put so many bodies at linebacker. Next year at the secondary and cornerback, I want to put as many bodies there as possible. Obviously with Bradbury, either it's here or he's gone, whatever the case may be with all of that. It's just going to be crazy. So Crevon LeBlanc, interesting enough, is a free agent out there, guys. Is still a free agent. He put out a tweet saying, "Hey, GMs, that any teams that need me out there, I'm 100% healthy and I'm ready to go." Pretty much. Crevon LeBlanc went, he left the Eagles, went to Miami, went to the Raiders, got hurt, and now is healthy and ready to compete and ready to do his thing. So what should the Eagles do? Should they go after Crevon LeBlanc? I think they should. He knows this team. He knows the players. And, he's got to deal with a new coach. But, I think this is perfect. I think this is a match made in heaven. I think the Eagles are hopefully making phone calls to his agent to try to get him here, and I see why not. Crevon LeBlanc has a chance to be in the playoffs again with the Philadelphia Eagles. The last time, I think it was the last playoff game he was in with the Eagles was obviously the Alshon Jeffrey drop against the Saints and Drew Brees. I think he got the first pick, on the first deep throw of the game, right in the beginning of the game, to Michael Thomas, and picked it off right in the beginning. I've always liked his energy, always liked his attitude, so have no problem with getting strapped back to Philadelphia. I think you got to make this move. I think you got to do it. That's only if Maddox is going to be out for numerous amount of time. And keep Crevon LeBlanc on the roster if you want when at least when Maddox is back, because as of right now, I probably don't trust him staying healthy the whole entire year. I just don't. Thank God the Eagles have some time on their side, which is a great thing. For some of the injuries that they do have. I'll talk about some of the other injuries when there's more updates on them. We all know about, Jordan Davis probably has a concussion. Lane Johnson has the groin. We're going to find out more about that. There's a few that are kind of staggering a little bit, and the Eagles have to take care of business next week. But a big weakness in the secondary, man. The problem is the Eagles don't have a good backup. It's just not good enough. Josiah Scott could play corner and safety, but he's just not good enough. I can only say it so many times. So I was really fed up with that. And like I said, I don't hate him as a person, nothing like that. Nothing against Josiah Scott. He's just not good. He's just not good. That's just unfortunate for that. Secondly, I think we got to talk about Quez Watkins, okay? There's been a lot of talk about Quez, and the two picks that happened, okay? The first one that Minshew threw was definitely Minshew's fault. That was just in front of the defender. That's just the way it is. I think it was the safety that made the play on that. And then the second one, I think Quez really had more control because I think he was in front of the Cowboys defender. And I don't like when receivers aren't physical getting the football. No, I think the main problem is you got to stop using, especially for this game, because Minshew, this is a new quarterback coming in to face the Cowboys, and it was a huge thing. It is what it is, and the Eagles lost. But Quez Watkins isn't a contested catching type of receiver. He's just not that. He's not there to contest catches, man. It's just not the right guy to throw to, number one. It's just not. I mean, I know we want to get Quez more involved, but I like getting Quez involved in open space and on the deep ball, the go routes, whatever the case may be with that, because Quez has played really well. As he had some bad plays this year, he has had some really good plays and turned around, especially after that big, catch and fumble against Washington, where the Eagles were not undefeated anymore. I think Quez came back strong after that, but I didn't like the play design, and I don't know if this was really Quez was just a later option for that play, or that was his first read and wanted to throw to him. I'm not really sure, but they passed to him a couple times, and the ball just got taken away from him. The second time was where Quez really had it in his hands and just not enough fight. At least if you're losing the football, at least slap it away. I mean, just something so he can't get it in his hands. If you feel like you're losing the football and there's no chance you're going to get it, do as much as you can to slap that ball to the ground or something so it's incomplete and the Eagles don't turn the ball over, okay? The Eagles gave up 20 points in turnovers, okay? Gave the Cowboys short field. I mean, really, Dallas, we did all the work for Dallas to get those extra 20 points. They barely did anything in that game. I don't care if Dak threw for over 360 yards, whatever it was. Okay, the Eagles literally gave Dallas 20 points, and these two picks could have been three. Okay, could have been three, but two of them obviously were on Minshew. The second one probably more on Quez because he had control or had more control of what could have happened on that play. And it just sucks to see, man. I don't like receivers especially that happens in a game like that. You got to fight for that ball, and that's just one of the issues. So I can't put too much on it, but I'm not saying Quez is horrible. I'm not saying I don't want him to play. Give Zach Pascal a chance. I hope Zach Pascal gets more opportunity. There's no doubt about it, but Quez, I just didn't like that. A lot of Eagles fans are thinking he's soft now. Quez is just soft. The amount of abuse that Quez has been taking ever since this Cowboys game has been absolutely insane. So just trying to figure out, do the Eagles next year, maybe, I know Quez has got one more year on his deal, but do they try to go after another receiver, another good number 3 or something like that? You know what I mean? But I don't think so. I think Quez will be fine. I think because, just those passes to him were just, I don't mind throwing to Quez in traffic, but when it comes down to it, don't let him contest a catch. He's not here to contest, man. You have A.J. Brown can contest catches. Even Devontae Smith can contest. And some of the times when they throw it a 50-50 ball up to Quez, there were times where he dropped it. There were times where it wasn't accurate. There was a lot of times where it was different all the time. But I probably trust more Devontae Smith in a 50-50 ball catch than I trust Quez Watkins. I just don't think that was the right time to throw to him. Those two times really hurt the Philadelphia Eagles, and the turnovers really killed us. So I understand new quarterback coming into the offense this past week against the Cowboys, and threw for a good amount of yards, threw over 40 times. So barely didn't run the football enough. So there's just a lot to digest which we'll definitely get into later down the road this week, and more news coming on this wide receiver group, and obviously the quarterback that's going to be playing against the Saints this week will be very, very important. So Quez is taking a lot of heat, but I wouldn't make a big deal about it. That just sucks. Like I'm not going to call him soft, but I said during the stream, I said you can't just let. And Quez lost control the whole entire time, like the whole time. Ball was between his hands, but he just had no angle to bring it to his chest, to put it to his chest. That was just the problem. So he got beat. He just got beat. Perfectly just got beat, and that's just the way it is. So I'm not worried about Quez Watkins down the road. I think we'll be good. Lastly, I think this is pretty important now. There's no doubt in my mind Shaden Steichen is going to have early interviews for head coaching jobs this year. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it that Jonathan Gannon is going to get head coaching interviews, especially the Texans probably will have the most interest in Jonathan Gannon going into next year. Now, the Eagles might lose Vic Fangio. Yeah, it might actually happen, guys. It looks like as of right now, Sean Payton's getting back into coaching. It looks like there are a lot of rumors swirling that Sean Payton is going to be the head coach for the Denver Broncos next year. And it looks like he's getting a coaching staff together right now. And number one on his list for his defensive coordinator is Vic Fangio. Now, Vic Fangio has been the consultant of the Eagles, and I say it like this because I don't know what his job is. Is he helping this defense? Is that why we've been playing better? Is it more Marcus Brady? I don't know what's going on. But this is going to be a big loss. He leaves the Eagles to be a defensive coordinator, and Vic Fangio is not going to go back to being a head coach again. So obviously going to be a defensive coordinator once again. I think he was the head coach to the Broncos, and now will be the defensive coordinator over there. This is what happens when you have a good resume from a really good head coach in Sean Payton that's going to coach again, and there's going to be a lot of coaches that are going to want to work for him and really build something nice in Denver if that's where he wants to go. Obviously, there's a lot more questions in Denver with the quarterback situation and all that stuff, so there's a lot of stuff going on. But as of right now, the Eagles could lose Fangio, and I really don't know what defensive coordinator is still out there. Do they go after Jim Schwartz again? I mean, I don't know what they do. Until we see some defensive coordinator is going to be on the hot seat or just wants to leave to go to another team, maybe been on a team for too long and wants to change scenery, but I don't, it is what it is. Like, I feel like when you get coaches like this, when you get these opportunities, these coaches are going to take it. I'm hoping that the Eagles can at least force or try to intrigue Fangio to stay with the Eagles, because I think he can really bring that aggressive defense next year. And I understand we shouldn't be talking about next year, but this is huge because Fangio's been with the Eagles, been working with the Eagles all year, and was in our OTAs. And when we found out he was with us during OTAs and training camp, we're like, oh, damn, this is a good sign. Maybe he will be next in line for a defensive coordinator. He's got good relations with Howie Roseman, good relations with Nick Sirianni and some of the coaching staff, which is great. So there's a lot to look forward to, but this one could really hurt us in the end with Vic Fangio, teaming up with Sean Payton, going to obviously a brand new, obviously coaching a brand new team that has a lot of issues right now from the ground up. So really, it really stands for Vic Fangio to say, hey, do I want to go to Denver Broncos with Sean Payton and really rebuild this team from the ground up once again? Or do I want to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles that already will have a great team that's already set, a lot of good pieces on defense, free agents on defense, but, could be a good collaboration with Howie Roseman. So there's a lot of things are going to happen this offseason, especially going into 23. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining to see what happens, because there's no doubt in my mind, guys, Steichen's gone. Steichen is gone. Like, I think he is already going to be gone. If I would say who's leaving faster, honestly I think it's both of them. I think they're both going to leave us fast, but I think Steichen's definitely out of here. Gannon, I think he'll be the Texans head coach. There's already rumors Lovie Smith's going to be out the door. I think because they were so close in signing Jonathan Gannon last year, this past offseason, they were so close. Like, that team had a lot of interest, and then they kind of just swayed away a little bit. So, I don't know if maybe Jonathan Gannon just, let me get another year with the Eagles, or maybe, Jeffrey Lurie had something to say, or maybe try to keep him here. So, I don't know. We have to remember, guys, that Nick Sirianni hired his own coaching staff, okay? Some people get confused over that. Like, Nick hired his own staff. Obviously, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie, hired Nick, and Andy Reid had a lot. Not Andy Reid. Frank Reich had a lot to say and good things to say about Sirianni. And obviously, from Sirianni's first press conference, a lot of people were calling him a joke, and he wasn't going to be a good coach, and he was a one and done, and whatever the case may be. But we always want to give everybody a chance, whether they're new, you got to give coaches a chance. I give Gannon chances every single week, whether I support it or not, whether I like the philosophy or not. Besides this Cowboys game that really didn't look great, but they, systematically, like, what they had a few sacks in the game. Like, they were getting pressure. Was it consistent? Was the coverage great? Was the play calling great? On certain plays. But even before this Cowboys game, like, I was giving Gannon respect every week. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's helping Gannon. Is Gannon totally changing? No idea. But it's very interesting, though. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, look, whether Strap comes back, if we want to talk about, how you feel about Quez Watkins and obviously the whole, Sean Payton trying to get VIC Fangio as his number one for defensive coordinator. Okay, I don't think Fangio would say no. It's Sean Payton. He's got a good resume in coaching football teams. Obviously, we've been with the Saints for a long time, and now going to go back to coaching and seeing him as a commentator and all that stuff. I saw Sean Payton on news, on shows, and I've never disliked Sean Payton. I've just hated the team in general, but it is what it is. But you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the Quez situation. Obviously, Vic Fangio leaving the Philadelphia Eagles. What are the options that you would have to do for that? And obviously, Avonte Maddox coming back. Crevon LeBlanc coming back. Sorry. Coming back to the Philadelphia Eagles. On a one-year deal, a rental, and I would still sign him. Just waiting as of right now. So you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.